The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2023 to Narges Mohammadi for her fight against the oppression of women in Iran and her fight to promote human rights and freedom for all. Her brave struggle has come with tremendous personal cost. Altogether, the regime has arrested her 13 times, convicted her 5 times, and sentenced her to a total of 31 years in prison and 154 lashes. Mrs. Mohammadi is still in prison. In September 2022, a young Kurdish woman, Narges Mohammadi, was killed while in the custody of the Iranian morality police. Her killing triggered the largest political demonstrations against Iran's theocratic regime since it came to power in 1979. Under the slogan Women, Life, Freedom, hundreds of thousands of Iranians took part in peaceful protest against the authorities' brutality and oppression of women. The regime cracked down hard on the protest. More than 500 demonstrators were killed. Thousands were injured, including many who were blinded by rubber bullets fired by the police. At least 20,000 people were arrested and held in regime custody. The motto adopted by the demonstrators, Women, Life, Freedom, suitably expresses the dedication and work of Narges Mohammadi. In the 1990s, as a young physics student, Narges Mohammadi was already distinguishing herself as an advocate for equality and women's rights. After concluding her studies, she worked as an engineer as well as a columnist in various reform-minded newspapers. In the year 2003, she became involved with the Defenders of Human Rights Center in Tehran, an organization founded by Nobel Peace Prize laureate Shirin Ebadi. In 2011, Mrs. Mohammadi was arrested for the first time and sentenced to many years of imprisonment for her efforts to assist jailed activists and their families. 2 years later, after her release on bail, Mrs. Mohammadi immersed herself in a campaign against use of the death penalty. Iran has long been among the countries that execute the highest proportion of their inhabitants annually. Just since January 2022, more than 860 prisoners have been punished by death in Iran. Her activism against the death penalty led to the rearrest of Mrs. Mohammadi in 2015 and to a sentence of additional years behind walls. Upon her return to prison, she began opposing the regime's systematic use of torture and sexualized violence against political prisoners, especially women, that is practiced in Iranian prisons. Last year's wave of protest became known to the political prisoners held inside the notorious Evin prison in Tehran. Once again, Mrs. Mohammadi assumed leadership. From prison, she expressed support for the demonstrators and organized solidarity actions among her fellow inmates. The prison authorities responded by imposing even stricter conditions. Mrs. Mohammadi was prohibited from receiving calls and visitors. She nevertheless manages to smuggle out an article which the New York Times published on the 1-year anniversary of Narges Mohammadi's killing. The message was, the more of us they lock up, the stronger we become. From captivity, Mrs. Mohammadi has helped to ensure that the protests have not ebbed out.